Colorado Supreme Court rules Donald Trump is disqualified from the presidency. Bay Area political experts weigh in on this unexpected twist in the race for the White House. And as Republicans continue the process of selecting their candidate for president, the Colorado Supreme Court has thrown the political world into uproar by ruling that Donald Trump is legally ineligible to hold the office and must be left off the ballot. John Ramos has local reaction.
The argument is that Donald Trump cannot be president because he violated the 14th Amendment by participating in an insurrection. But now there's discussion across the country and here in the Bay Area about whether leaving his name off the ballot would really be good for the democratic process or the nation in general. The Colorado Supreme Court stunned political observers by ruling that Donald Trump is disqualified from holding the office of president under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The disqualification clause was written after the Civil War to prevent those who supported the South against the Union from holding positions in the federal government. It disqualifies anyone who has previously taken an oath to support the nation if they have engaged in insurrection or rebellion. The court says that's what Trump did on January 6th.
It has never been used to disqualify a presidential candidate. It has been used occasionally to disqualify people for lower offices, but not very often.
David Sloss is a law professor at Santa Clara University. He's followed the Colorado case closely and says while there is technical merit to the decision, leaving a prominent candidate off the ballot could cause political chaos.
We could have a possibility where Trump is the Republican nominee, but he's actually only on the ballot in 35 or 40 states because the other 10 or 15 states say he's not eligible.
So Sloss recommends that the U.S. Supreme Court quickly take up the matter to create a national ruling. And the Trump campaign agrees, saying in a statement on Tuesday, quote, "The Colorado Supreme Court issued a completely flawed decision tonight, and we will swiftly file an appeal to the United States Supreme Court and a concurrent request for a stay of this deeply undemocratic decision." But for many, there is a question of whether Donald Trump is really an insurrectionist at all. President Biden spoke up today.
You saw it all. Now, whether the 14th Amendment applies, I'll let the court make that decision. But he certainly supported an insurrection. And no question about it. None. Zero.
But of course, many Republicans disagree with him.
Where's the guilty verdict delivered by a jury of his peers?
John Dennis is chairman of the San Francisco Republican Party. He feels the January 6th storming of the Capitol was a protest that got out of hand, not an insurrection, and he doesn't believe that Trump was responsible for it.
My take on it, of course, is that it's a completely ludicrous conclusion. There was no trial. There was no, there's been no determination that this was an insurrection, much less that Donald Trump had anything to do with it.
He says the ruling is simply garnering more support for Trump amongst Republicans, and he has a warning for those who are seeking to deny Trump supporters the right to vote for their candidate.
This is serious business. A lot of people are hyperbolic about, oh, this could cause a civil war, this could cause this. I mean, this is an issue. This is a real problem. But if you have multiple states, including some swing states, that pull this off and actually bar him from being on the ballot, now you're looking at some serious, I believe, civil unrest, serious civil unrest.
The order to remove Trump from the ballot has been stayed until January 4th to give the U.S. Supreme Court a chance to consider the matter. But at least in Colorado, the issue may be moot because GOP leaders have reportedly announced that they may forego a public vote and choose their candidate through a caucus process. Since political parties control their own selection method, they can create any rules they would like.